it's been practice, practice, practice. We've had a couple of scrimmages against outside teams. Very pleased with where our guys are at right now. We've gotten through most of the fall injury-free. I'll try to knock on wood. We did miss Ed Stevens for a couple of, he was out for maybe 2 or 3 weeks with a slight meniscus tear, but he's been back practicing for the last almost 3 weeks. Every day I'm crossing my fingers, hoping to get through practice with no injuries.
How about just looking at this team, I guess, compared to last year's team, what's the differences? And you lost some guys, you gained some guys with recruiting?
Well, we lost some guys that both of them have picked up professional contracts, so you're really replacing some really good basketball players in Daryl Palmer and Gabe McCray. The transfer of Dudu Gay late in the summer kind of affected us with our size in the paint. But I really like our incoming group of guys. It's always great when you have veteran guards. Greg Mortimer has taken our leadership role of this basketball team, and he's been phenomenal this fall. EJ and Ed have been stable, and Tashambe gives us someone that has experience playing down low that really you can't coach experience. And those guys, they've been to the championship game. They realize what it takes. They realize for the guys that are seniors that this may be their last opportunity. So they've been focused and determined to be the best they can be.
How would you say, just makeup-wise, this team is compared to last year? I mean, bigger, faster? What's the real?
I believe we're a little bit faster. We're not as big, but our guys. The other day, a reporter asked me, "How do you replace the all-time leading shot blocker in school history?" I said, "Well, you got to take charges." We've been really disciplined about stepping over and taking charges in the paint. We don't have the shot blocker that we had with Daryl Palmer, so we have to be a little bit more disciplined defensively.
So the guys, I guess, have been working together well and are prepared and on track to get the season started then?
Well, I think they're excited for Friday. We have a heck of a task on our hand going to Wichita State. You're talking about a team that's averaged about 25 wins the last 4 years. Final Four appearances. At one point, they won 35 games in a row. You know, Greg Marshall, one of the premier coaches in college basketball. Wichita, I believe they're maybe top in the country for consecutive sellouts. So it's going to be a great opportunity for our basketball program. We look forward to it, and we know we're going to have our hands full.
Yeah, with the early schedule, I mean, is it kind of like just jump right in and get going? That's what it seems like kind of jump in the fire, jump in the pool. Either way, it's like you got to get in and get going. So
yeah, a lot of people have commented about our tough schedule. You know, we have 12 opponents that went to postseason play last year throughout our entire schedule. But early on, you know, Wichita State, South Carolina, Clemson, you can only play it one game at a time. That's the way we're going to approach it. We don't dread those games. We look forward to it. It's a great opportunity to put our university on a national level and to compete on national television. So we're going to prepare. We're going to look to get better every time that we go out. It's a great challenge, but we say it's a great opportunity, so we look forward.
That's good. I guess what have the players been saying about it? I guess they definitely look forward to getting that exposure and going up against some of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, they look forward to it. It actually helps us in recruiting. It helps us in preparation, because I tell them, if you want to play on the main stage, come to South Carolina State. Yeah. We're going to play the best of the best, and you're going to have the opportunity to get great exposure. You can't hide when you play the teams that we're playing. You know, so we did that in preparation for the MEAC schedule. We believe come January we should be well tuned. There's nothing that we'll face everything that you could see in college basketball. So we should be well prepared for MEAC play.
I was going to say that's the plan originally, to get the team ready for the conference play. So.
Yeah, that is the plan. You want to look long term. In our league, you know, it's 4 days in March. You got to be the best that you can be. But in order to get to that plateau in March, you have to have a steady increase in your level of play. And our schedule gives us that opportunity to, we'll be over-prepared for the MEAC, but we're going to take it one game at a time, like I said, and go out and try to be the best we can be for that 40 minutes and that opportunity.
Even though you may adjust to the different offenses you see and defensive styles you see in the early going, overall for the season, do you see any adjustments really as far as having less size, more speed, where y'all maybe play a more up-paced game or up-tempo game, or y'all just kind of?
Well, we were pretty, we were pretty up-tempo last year. Yeah. So if we can get faster than that, I'll take it. Not being as big as we was last year, we're going to have to run. when the opportunity presents itself, but we believe that you have to be able to execute in the half court in order to win our conference tournament. So with the different offenses and defensive schemes we'll go up against, you know, you got the zone at Syracuse, you got the pressure man-to-man at Wichita, you have the pressure man at South Carolina, you have the pack line defense against Clemson, Texas A&M, they're a tremendous defensive team. So all the opponents that we'll face, again, come January, we have seen it all, hopefully we've done it all, and we've gotten better executing against the best in the country.
That's great. How about just with the returning guys? I mean, you mentioned Greg and Deshaunbe and EJ and Ed. I mean, how is it to have that kind of a core group coming back to lead this team?
They really make you look like a good coach. The other day in the scrimmage, we were down several points at the half. Greg comes to me and says, "Coach, we got it." He goes out and has a 25-point game in the scrimmage. They self-check and they govern themselves. And anytime that I don't have to coach as much and they can have peer-to-peer coaching, that tells you that you have a great nucleus of guys. And again, the leadership role has been assumed by all of them, and they challenge each other, and every day has been an adventure, but it's a lot easier when you're not coaching everyone on the basics of your program. And having those 4 cornerstones of the program back, those guys really make my job a whole lot easier.
How much more focused would you say the team is? I know football coaches say, hey, when it's the rival or the biggest game of the year, it's easy to coach. This has to help out as far as preseason to get the guys focused, knowing some of the toughest competitions at the start.
Yeah, it's funny to see the veterans talk to the new guys because the freshmen, they hadn't been in the environments that we're about to go in. Some of them hadn't been on a plane ride before. So it's a whole new experience for, you know, maybe half of our team. But going in, I mean, what more can you ask for going into Wichita State? You're going to have a sellout crowd. They don't have football there. So their student body has been waiting for a basketball game. So it's going to be a great environment. What a great way to break in some new guys. I'm sure they're going to be nervous, but it's a part of it, and we'll get through it. And once that ball tips, it's the game of basketball, no matter how many people's in the arena.
Definitely. How about with the newcomers you mentioned? Who do you see really getting an opportunity early or throughout the season to really step up and play a big role on this team?
Well, right now, if we had a game tomorrow, Ian Kennard would be the 5th starter. He's from Grays Collegiate there in Columbia, originally from Clinton, South Carolina. Ozante Fields is coming along strong, local talent from Denmark, Olar. JJ, I don't went blank. JJ Richardson, the junior college All-American, he's been tremendous for us this fall. He would play significant minutes for us. They've all stepped up, and every day it's been a competition, and they've created an environment. I tell them to make my decisions hard on who plays, and they've done their job, and we look forward to seeing who the guy is. You know, half of our team's new, so they'll get the opportunity, and we'll see who will step into that role.